Good morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, wherever and whenever you may be watching this. Thanks for clicking. I'm joined today by that I don't know if I'm pointing the right way, adorable cat asleep on the sofa. Today's video is going to be about the fragrance Rochas Man, or Rochas, however you pronounce it, by the company Rochas. I do want to start by talking about the presentation and the price point of this fragrance because I feel like the bottle gets talked about a lot. I do like and dislike this bottle at the same time. When you first pull it out and it's on its base, it looks questionable. I don't really like it all that much. It was released in 1999, so maybe they just thought it's trendy, it's fashion, it's high end, so they were doing something a bit different. It's not to my liking, but then when you actually take the cap off and you've just got the bottle in your hand there, it looks kind of cool. It's got this frosted glass, kind of looks like an icicle. I'm quite a big fan of it. And the sprayer, I don't know if that comes across because there's a lot of sunlight, but it's got a big spray going on. On the pricing for Rochas Man, I'd say don't look any more than £30 if you're buying it in the UK. I found this on TK Maxx's website. I think it's sold out now, but they were selling it for £15 for a 50ml bottle. So yeah, $14.99 for 50 mils, can't go wrong. I had a look online, prices seem to be varying between £15 and £25. So again, don't be spending more than 30 quid on this stuff. The reason that I picked this up is I feel like since I got into fragrances and, you know, joined a couple of Facebook groups, this always seems to come up. A lot of people talk about this fragrance, sometimes just because of the bottle itself, other times because of the smell. Now, I think this fragrance was a much bigger thing in America because growing up, I never seen it in the UK. And like I said, as soon as I joined those Facebook groups, it started coming up more and more. And I got excited about the notes and what people were saying about this fragrance because people compared it to New Harlem by Bond Number 9, which famously goes for sort of like an American breakfast, like pancakes and coffee and syrup. So I was excited. A bit of a spoiler off the top. It's not what I wanted it to be. It's not what I was quite expecting it to be. By no means is this a bad fragrance. Let's talk about the notes. Let's talk about how it performs and whatnot. It's just, I was expecting something different. I was expecting a sweet, gourmand fragrance that, you know, would just be cozy, but succulent, but sweet, but gourmand and all that stuff. What I get instead is a very synthetic, very powdery, kind of a lesser Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male sort of vibe. That's what I get. The notes right at the top of this fragrance are bergamot and lavender. Bergamot is common as muck. It's in most fragrances. Lavender, interesting choice. It is, you know, it does give a sort of soothing, like you could imagine it working better perhaps in maybe nighttime scenarios, but also in colder weather because that lavender adds like a warmth, adds a bit of a haziness to the fragrance. I wouldn't call it spicy, but you know what I mean when you get lavender and it just gives you that sort of sleepy-eyed sort of feel. That's where it's adding. It's not, because sometimes lavender features in Fougere fragrances, which are like quite brash, manly, barbershop-y fragrances. It's not giving off that vibe here. It's quite a synthetic lavender, but also quite a sweet lavender. In the mid of this fragrance, you've got jasmine and lily of the valley. I can't remember the note breakdown for Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male, but I think jasmine or white florals play a big part in it. So I think that's where I'm finding the similarities. I want to keep mentioning I'm not a fan of Le Male, and to me this does share similarities to it. It's got that same synthetic powderiness going on. I'm a big fan of powder in fragrances when it's done in like a Dior Homme kind of way, like with the iris. But in this, I just find it a bit too harsh and a bit too synthetic. But the lily of the valley note, I think it adds kind of a grassy appeal to it. So even though I said the lavender working well in the nighttime and in the cooler months, the lily of the valley gives it a kind of grassy, fresh cut grass freshness that may work in spring as well. And then moving on to the base of the fragrance, this is the thing that I was the most excited about. This is where you got notes like coffee and caramel, and I think vanilla's in there as well. I was looking forward to these sweet treats, this gourmand, mouthwatering fragrance, and I just don't get it myself to my nose. I've read a lot of reviews, I've seen a lot of videos where other people get different things. A lot of people get that American breakfast vibe, but for me personally, I think because it's reminded me of Le Male, I just don't get it. Speaking about the projection and the longevity as well on my skin, and maybe because it's a more recent formulation, maybe the older formulations work better, but on my skin, you're talking like 2 hours, maybe 3 at a push. And then with the third or fourth hour, you've got to touch your nose to your skin. And with everything going on with coronavirus, you don't want to be touching your face. You don't want to be doing that. And that's my honest take on the fragrance, guys. I know it's not been a glowing review, but they're my honest opinions. It's not so much that it's a strong dislike. It's a perfectly fine scent. It's just not what I was expecting. You know that famous thing, I'm not annoyed, I'm just disappointed. I was expecting something a little bit different, that's all. On that note, I am going to be doing a giveaway of this fragrance. This is a 50ml bottle that's been used a handful of times. I will be doing a UK only based giveaway. To enter that giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to leave the details on my Instagram below, and there'll be a picture on my Instagram of this fragrance, and you just need to leave I know it's long-winded, guys, but stick with me if you want to win it. You just need to leave a comment on that picture saying your least and your most favorite bottle design. That competition is going to run until the end of March. On the 1st of April, I'm going to go through the comments, pick a winner, and let you know via Instagram who won. Best of luck. If you know anything about this fragrance, like, dislike, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hope to catch you on the next one. Peace.